Phoenix hit 115 degrees Fahrenheit today, and the Southwest heat dome is nowhere close to releasing its grip. Right now, 25 million Americans are living under an active excessive heat warning this Saturday. Road pavement across Arizona and Nevada is measuring 150 degrees Fahrenheit under direct afternoon sun today. Three numbers, 115, 25 million, and 150, each one happening at this very hour across America. I am covering the heat dome, the Saturday tornado risk, and the Arctic cold arriving Monday. Share your city in the comments, and I will cover your area throughout today's full forecast. Saturday, June 13th, is officially the most dangerous heat day in the American Southwest this year. An excessive heat warning covers all of Southern California, Arizona, Nevada, and southern Utah. Phoenix is running between 112 and 115 degrees today, with zero cloud cover blocking the sun. Las Vegas hits 111 to 113 degrees this afternoon, flat out dangerous for any outdoor activity. Tucson reaches 109 today, Palm Springs hits 116, and Riverside, California climbs to 107 degrees. Here's the part most forecasts skip. Look at the overnight low temperatures across the desert. Phoenix overnight lows stay above 90 degrees tonight, giving the body zero cooling recovery time. When overnight temps stay above 85, the body cannot shed enough accumulated daytime heat fast, which means heat stroke risk compounds each passing day across Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Tucson. Road surface temperatures of 150 degrees Fahrenheit cause serious burns within seconds of direct skin contact. Good Lord, move any outdoor obligation in the Southwest this afternoon indoors right away now. Cooling centers opened at 8 a.m. across Phoenix, Tucson, Las Vegas, and Palm Springs at no charge. The heat dome has been locked over the Southwest since June 11th and holds position through June 19th, which means Phoenix stays above 105 degrees for 7 straight days before any real relief arrives. Here is why this heat dome is so stubborn and why breaking it is proving so difficult today. A stationary high-pressure ridge acts like a lid that traps warm air underneath it completely, which means the heat below that ridge keeps building with nowhere to go each successive afternoon. This ridge is being reinforced by a positive PNA pattern holding firm across the upper atmosphere. Positive PNA pushes warmth up the west coast while locking cooler air east of the Continental Divide, which means the only escape requires a cold front strong enough to fully override that ridge. Forecasters see no front capable of that until June 21st, so the heat holds, plain and simple. Here's the city-by-city Southwest rundown, so every household knows their specific situation today. Phoenix Metro 112 to 115 today, 113 to 116 Sunday, above 110 straight through next Wednesday. Las Vegas 111 today, 112 Sunday, easing to 107 by Tuesday as the ridge shifts slightly east. Tucson 109 today and 111 Sunday before a modest 106-degree reading Tuesday offers slight relief. Palm Springs 116 today is the highest air temperature forecast in the continental United States. Flagstaff at 7,000 feet stays at 88 today. Mountain elevation makes a 27-degree difference here. Southern California coast 82 to 88 with marine layer keeping the beach corridor survivable today. Sacramento Valley 104 to 107 today, with Delta breeze only partially offsetting the ridge heat. Arizona, Nevada, and Southern California viewers, comment your city so I can check your weekend. While the Southwest bakes, the Southeast is facing a completely different dangerous weather threat. Remnants of Friday's cold front are stalled across the Carolinas, Georgia, and Alabama right now. That stalled front is pulling Gulf moisture northward and generating explosive afternoon storm development. The primary southeast danger today is microbursts rather than tornadoes, and that difference matters. A microburst is a concentrated 60-plus mph downburst that spreads radially outward at the surface, which means microburst damage looks like a bomb hit one spot rather than a tornado moving through. Saturated soil from last week's flooding makes trees far more likely to fall during today's storms. Charlotte, Raleigh, Columbia, Atlanta, and Savannah are all in the microburst risk zone through 7 p.m. The southeast storm threat peaks between 2 and 7 p.m. from the Carolinas down through Georgia and Alabama. Third threat today, East Colorado and West Kansas are setting up for high plains isolated supercells. Upslope flow off the Rockies is destabilizing the atmosphere across the entire high plains corridor. Storm count stays low, 2 or 3 isolated cells, but each will be fully organized and powerful, which means each supercell that fires has the full energy budget to maximize hail, wind, and tornado. Baseball-sized hail of nearly 3 inches across is explicitly in the forecast for eastern Colorado today. A 5% tornado risk exists across the Oklahoma Panhandle with the best window after 4 p.m. today. Heads up, high plains supercells in this environment regularly track 60 to 80 miles before dissipating. Carolinas, Georgia, Kansas, Colorado viewers comment your city for Saturday coverage right below. Saturday, June 14th is the day every Midwest viewer needs to pay full attention to weather alerts. The SPC issued a Level 3 enhanced risk for central Missouri, eastern Kansas, and the Ozarks region. St. Louis and Kansas City sit inside the orange enhanced risk zone for Saturday afternoon and evening. Peak severe weather window runs from 2 to 5 p.m. Saturday across Missouri and into southwest Illinois. Cape values across Missouri Saturday reach 3,500 to 4,500 joules, an extremely loaded atmosphere there, which means the atmosphere Saturday holds 3 to 4 times the energy of a normal summer storm. A 5% tornado probability is outlined for northern Missouri, southern Iowa, and northeastern Kansas. Mark my words that 5% tornado risk means a significant tornado is well within the expected range. An EF2 or stronger tornado is possible, and straight-line gusts reaching 80 miles per hour are also on the table. No joke, Saturday is the single most dangerous severe weather day of this entire June for Missouri. Here is Saturday's city-by-city timing so you know exactly when the worst of it hits your area. St. Louis, first severe storms possible by noon Saturday, main threat from 3 to 6 p.m. planned now. Kansas City afternoon development begins by 1 p.m. with the peak severe window running until 5 p.m. Springfield, Missouri, you sit right in the heart of the enhanced risk with storms after 1 p.m. Missouri on the southern edge of the corridor, watch the late afternoon carefully Saturday. Columbia, Missouri, directly between St. Louis and Kansas City, squarely in Saturday's center of gravity. Des Moines, Iowa, slight risk Saturday with isolated severe weather possible during late afternoon. Wichita, Kansas, outside the enhanced risk but inside the slight risk corridor through Saturday evening. Plain and simple Saturday outdoor plans in Missouri need a confirmed shelter plan before you go. Sunday, the front pivots northeast, bringing a secondary severe threat back to the mid-Atlantic corridor. Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and Baltimore all face an isolated severe threat Sunday afternoon and evening. Damaging winds and large hail are Sunday's primary concerns. The tornado risk stays below 2%, which means Sunday is a watch the radar day for the Northeast rather than a shelter-in-place situation. Sunday evening, the front finally exits offshore and the East Coast gets its first genuine calm break. Honest to goodness, after what the East Coast went through this week, that Sunday break is very earned. New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, D.C. viewers, comment your city now for Sunday storm coverage details. Now for the forecast story this weekend that is not getting enough attention from mainstream weather coverage. Starting Sunday night into Monday, June 15th, Arctic air is diving south from the Canadian border region. This is not a normal summer cold front. This is a displaced polar air mass arriving in mid-June. Temperatures across the Midwest and Great Lakes will drop 20 to 30 degrees below Saturday's readings, which means Minneapolis goes from 90 degrees Saturday all the way down to 58 by Monday morning. Chicago drops from 88 Saturday to 61 by Tuesday, October, temperatures arriving right here in mid-June. Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati all land in the low to mid-60s by Monday and Tuesday. Even Atlanta gets pulled into this cool down, dropping to the mid-70s by Tuesday afternoon across Georgia. Honest to goodness, June 16th may actually be too cold for meaningful thunderstorm development up north. That has happened fewer than 3 times in all of recorded June weather history. Remarkable stuff today. The atmospheric driver is a positive PNA ridge in the west, deep trough in the east, just crazy, which means warmer air builds along the west coast while Arctic air spills progressively eastward through Tuesday. Forecasters are calling this the most extreme June polar displacement pattern since 1972. Extraordinary. The cool break lasts through June 21st, giving the Great Lakes a full week of genuine autumn feel weather. Here's what that Arctic cool down means city by city across the northern half of the country. Minneapolis from 90 Saturday to 58 by Monday, sweatshirt weather returning in the third week of June. Milwaukee 63 degrees Tuesday, which is 20 degrees below the late June average. Enjoy every bit of it. Indianapolis mid-60s Monday and Tuesday, genuinely comfortable for any outdoor work or recreation outside. Cincinnati 65 degrees Tuesday, feeling like late September rather than mid-June across Ohio Valley today. Pittsburgh 64 degrees Tuesday, the coolest mid-June reading in that city since 2003. Pretty remarkable. St. Louis rebounds to 70 by Wednesday before the summer heat pattern gradually returns through next week. Quick look at the tropics because the Gulf of Mexico carries one development area worth watching this weekend. A tropical storm Christina remnants are pushing moisture into the Bay of Campeche from the Pacific today. A 10% Gulf development chance exists through next Monday based on the latest model guidance available. Southern Texas, Corpus Christi, McAllen, and Brownsville should monitor that Gulf moisture this weekend. One genuinely positive note buried inside this week's severe weather real agricultural relief is here. Iowa, Illinois, and Missouri cornfields received 2 to 4 inches of badly needed rainfall this week, which means soil moisture in the Corn Belt restores at the right stage for maximum July yield potential. Here's the complete weekend summary so you have every threat in one organized rundown right here. Saturday today, 115 degrees southwest heat dome, high plains supercells, southeast microbursts after 2 p.m. Saturday, June 14th, enhanced risk tornadoes and 80 miles per hour winds targeting Missouri and eastern Kansas areas. Sunday, June 15th, secondary mid-Atlantic severe round before the cold front exits offshore by evening. Monday, June 15th, Arctic air arrives, a 20 to 30 degree temperature drop across the entire Midwest. Tuesday through Thursday, Midwest sits in the 60s, truly comfortable and too cool for big storms. Yuma, Arizona, today's heat index exceeds 120 degrees with added humidity from monsoon moisture below. Death Valley will approach 127 degrees today, the hottest location in the Western Hemisphere right now, which means outdoor workers across the Coachella Valley face the most extreme heat risk in the entire country. Hospitals in Phoenix reported a 40% increase in heat-related emergency room visits this week already, which means the healthcare system in the Southwest is under real pressure before this weekend fully peaks. Elderly adults living alone without air conditioning represent the highest mortality risk group through Tuesday. Check on elderly neighbors without cooling equipment today. That call could make a genuine difference now. One more Saturday detail worth flagging for Illinois viewers watching from Chicago and the suburbs today. Chicago sits in the marginal risk zone Saturday, but lake-enhanced storms can still produce 60 miles per hour gusts. Peoria, Decatur, and Springfield, Illinois sit at the boundary of Saturday's enhanced risk corridor there, which means any storm tracking slightly south Saturday could bring severe conditions to central Illinois. Southern Illinois, Carbondale, Cape Girardeau, and Paducah also sit inside the slight risks Saturday. The Arctic invasion Monday creates record cold temperatures across several Midwest cities worth flagging. Chicago's Monday forecast of 61 degrees would break the coldest June 15th reading in recorded history. Milwaukee's 63-degree Tuesday would be the first sub-65-degree day in June since 1987 for that city, which means this Arctic intrusion is record-setting across multiple Great Lakes cities simultaneously. Meteorologists are comparing this pattern to June 1972, when similar polar displacement stunned forecasters. The Southwest heat dome is also driving dangerous fire weather conditions across Arizona and New Mexico. Relative humidity across northern Arizona drops into single digits Saturday afternoon, no two ways about it, which means any ignition source from a power line or campfire becomes an immediate serious fire risk today. Red flag warnings cover the Mogollon Rim and Apache Sitgreaves National Forest through Sunday evening now. No outdoor burning of any kind is permitted in those counties through at least Monday, June 17th morning. Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and Fort Smith. Arkansas should monitor Tuesday and Wednesday forecasts carefully. Behind the Arctic push, severe weather shifts south to Oklahoma, northern Texas, and Arkansas next week, which means the southern tier needs to start watching its own forecast window beginning this Tuesday. Iowa and Minnesota farmers benefit from Saturday's rain delivering exactly the soil moisture corn needs, which means storm damage at the surface and drought relief underground are both real outcomes this week. That agricultural paradox is the most underreported part of any major Midwest severe weather week here. The forecast pattern ahead is active but manageable, heads up. The tools to navigate it are all here. Share your city in the comments. I check every single one tonight before midnight. Power grids across Arizona and Nevada are running at near maximum capacity under this sustained heat load, which means rolling brownouts or controlled outages are possible in Phoenix and Las Vegas through Tuesday. 115 in Phoenix opened this video. That reading has not budged since early this morning. 25 million Americans are still inside a heat warning as this forecast reaches you right now today. Saturday brings enhanced risk tornadoes to Missouri, and Monday delivers Arctic air nobody predicted, mark my words. Know your threat window, know your shelter, and know where your people are today, plain and simple. The forecast gave you everything you need. Now the decision about what to do next is entirely yours.